Define Nano S is quiet, compact, and it's built for mini ITX water-cooled systems just like this one, but watch out, if you get one, Josh might just show up at your house randomly. The Fractal design Define Nano S is small, quiet, and built for mini ITX water-cooled systems just like this one, but if you get one, watch out, because Fractal Josh might just show up at any minute! You know, Kyle's full of shit.
Ugh. Well, that was immersive.
Yeah, Paul's still not here yet. We've been here for like an hour.
Dude, let's get the hell out of here.
Screw it.
Excellent! What's up, guys, and welcome to my build video for July. I planned out all of these parts at the beginning of this month in my July builds video, so check that out and stay tuned for my August builds video, where I'm going to have a couple more builds for you, and you can help me decide which one I will put together for next month. Links to all these parts is down in the description below, and there's also a like button down there. You should click that if you enjoy monthly build videos. Okay, let's go over all these parts before we move on to me actually assembling the thing. This is a $1,200 build that will be awesome for PC gaming and VR, by the way, and the case is going to be the NZXT S340. This is the black and red version, and I'm told this is a slightly new revision with some upgrades, so I'll show you guys what those are. Of course, we need a processor, so that's going to be the Intel Core i5-6600K, the most reasonably priced overclockable quad-core Intel processor. Yeah, that's reasonable. To cool it, we have the CryoRig H7, because these unlocked versions of the Intel processors don't come with coolers. This is a very nice air cooler. Looks pretty sweet. It's only about 35 bucks. For our motherboard, we have the MSI Z170A Gaming M3, which is a sort of mid-range Z170 board. Has all the features we need. It's black and red. It matches, you know. And what else do you need from a motherboard? And it's MSI. So it'll match with the graphics card, which is right up here. This is the MSI GeForce GTX 1070, probably the most expensive part of this build, but well worth it because it's a very powerful graphics card, and MSI's cooler on this one does a really good job. I already tested it in SLI, so if you want to check that video out, I'll put a little link to it via a card in the top right hand corner. Power supply is the EVGA 650GQ, 650 watt power supply. Gets the job done, pretty quiet, all black cabling. Partially modular too, what else do you want? Finally, we have our memory and our storage, and these are actually slightly different from the parts in the parts list, just for the sake of putting this together. Not too much different, but this SanDisk Ultra 2 960 gig though I actually got on Amazon Prime Day for like 165 bucks. It was a really good deal. I don't think it's available anymore. So anyway, this is a stand-in. It's still black and red, so it'll still match. And then for memory, instead of a red with black accents 2x8 gig kit, I have a black with red accents 4x4 gig kit, so it's still the same amount of memory, just two more sticks, and it's black. But still G.skill Ripjaws 5, so, you know, it'll get the point across. Anyway, those are the parts. I'm going to build them into a computer. So let me quickly run down the updates to the S340 case here. First off, the ever so popular cable management bar, very distinct right here to manage cables, has been made a little bit narrower by about 5 millimeters. This is to allow for thicker radiators, so such as the Kraken X41. You can now fit it in. You can fit it in there a little bit more easily, which is always helpful. The next update is on the bottom. The power supply filter at the bottom has been upgraded, so I'm guessing they maybe made the plastic a little bit sturdier, or just sort of redesigned it to make it more sturdy, more easy to actually pop on and off, and again, it goes on and off pretty easily there, so that's nice. And finally, we have a PCIe slot base cover that has been added, which honestly I'm not 100% sure what that means, because I do not have that much familiarity with the original S340. The original S340 had a gap though, or so I'm told, and this was redesigned in the Razer version of this case first, so I mean, things look pretty clean down here as far as I can tell. You do have this panel here which can be shifted back and forth, this little slot panel, and you can remove it too if you want. Other than that, I mean, everything's pretty tidy down here, so can you guys in the comments let me know what is different about this compared to the original S340, because I can't really tell. And the build is complete. Let me just wrap up with some closing thoughts here, guys, and some comments on how this build went. I really, really like how it turned out, especially these being all off-the-shelf parts. It's kind of got, you know, the black main color, red as a secondary, and then some white accents and highlights in there as well. Even goes very well with the red LEDs and the white LEDs on the MSI graphics card, which I think in this situation is actually a perfect combination. Of course, this white LED on the MSI 1070 can turn RGB, but I think white is probably going to be the best option for it. As far as the case, I figured out, I believe, what they were talking about with the PCI Express brackets. There's an extra piece that kind of goes vertically right here. Just provides some cover instead of a gap. You do have to remove it to install a graphics card, so probably depending on the graphics card, since this was a taller one, I did have to pop that off to remove it, but all in all, it just kind of cleans up the back. I believe the CryoRig H7 seems to be doing a really good job. Everything's really quiet right now. I haven't installed Windows yet. I will be installing Windows 10 and doing a few basic tests to give you guys some performance and following up on that with another video. But installation for the CryoRig was not bad at all, especially if you've installed an aftermarket CPU cooler before. It's got a plastic base plate and you gotta kind of poke the screws through. You do have to screw the thing in from the back of the motherboard, which is a little bit less convenient, but it does give you the option to actually not remove the fan. I guess you could go that route if you wanted to. Other than that though, I think anyone who happens to get this particular setup and build this particular system will be very happy with it. I'm expecting it to be very powerful as well. If I was to do anything different with this build, I'd probably take this 140mm fan from the top and move it to the front. Right now there's no front intake, so it definitely has negative air pressure. I think it's still going to work fine, but that's just something I would do out of preference. Anyway guys, let me know what you think of this build, and if any of you are planning to build it, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned, I'll be back with more very soon.